Yo, people, what's going on? It's your boy Bucks again with another video. And listen, I had to make a video, Is man deep in what Man City is on, people? The game is just finished. Listen, they didn't win, but again, they didn't lose. And I tell you, look, what? I haven't seen a better defensive performance, at least in the first half, from a team this season, Even from Man City themselves. This is probably the best defensive performance I've seen them. Like, this team is peak. Manchester City are peak, people. I ain't even gonna cap. I ain't even gonna lie. If Arsenal's gonna win this title, we have to do a madness. We're gonna need even more luck than what we've had. And it hasn't all been luck. Most of it, 89, 90%, has been, through our endeavour and through our hard work and through our football. But I tell you what, man, we're going to need a bit more luck. We're going to need almost a miracle. We're going to need courage. We're going to need, because this team, Rodri's it. At least in terms of form right now, he's definitely number one in terms of defensive midfielders. He just locks down the entire midfield. It's almost like he does a Fernandinho and another role. He can cover two roles in one play. And then Pep Guardiola has John Stones sitting with him in the midfield now. And both of them are tall, big presence players, and you can't get past them. And even when you do, and if you do, and big up to the young ball Musiala, he's a bad boy ball carrier. We need a ball carrier. I think, Smith Rowe's an excellent ball carrier, but Musiala, it's just a slight level. And no matter how good you have the opposition, no matter how good players you're facing, people like Musiala, young players, whether it's young players, older players, like City, they just know how to nullify. And they just know how last minute defending, last ditch defending. Bro, they're united, man. They're out here having huddles before the game, like Arsenal players as well now, like Arsenal does. Like, it's peak, bro. I want your thoughts and your feelings, Arsenal fans. Please, if you're going to watch this video, drop a like on the video, drop a comment. What are we saying? And this is what Arsenal players are watching. We're all watching the same things. Man can't tell me, but we're all watching the same things. They're not losing, and they almost won this game. If it wasn't for, I'm not going to say a harsh penalty, because at the end of the day, it was a penalty. It was a handball, but it could have not been given. The referee could have said, you know what, the ball was, his arm was so close to it, the ball was so close that I just don't feel comfortable in giving this as a penalty. That could have been a situation, but got the penalty. Kimmich, he converts the penalty. Good penalty, straight down the middle, consolation goal, cool. I tell you what, because if it's not for that, as much as Bayern Munich tried, as much as they huffed and puffed and couple chances, good chances, that they don't have a striker. I get it. Choupo-Moting, listen, he tried. And Choupo-Moting, sometimes you can have good performances. We've seen it. We know he can, but he's not obviously that main. He's not no Lewandowski, and he's not no. And man, I think Bayern Munich is just that. That's what's kind of missing. They're missing a new type of Muller. They're missing a dynamic, sharp attacker, such as centre forward target man, such as Lewandowski. They need to Goretzka. I'm sorry, but I feel as though he was the most to sort of attribute the elimination in terms of looking at it from both legs. I think Goretzka is too slow, too lethargic. I feel as though even today I was watching him, I just felt he was the one that was compromising the Bayern Munich midfield and the build-up. He did good things, don't get me wrong. I don't want to say he had a horrible game. But I felt as though a lot of the times when Musiala wanted to kind of, play on the front foot and advance, and he kind of needed that support system from Goretzka. It wasn't really there. Kimmich is a bad boy. He's always he always has been, and he's always gonna be. I think Joshua Kimmich is, he's suffering because obviously he's been part of much better Bayern Munich setups, and you know they just need to keep him because they need to kind of rebuild a more efficient, dynamic, kind of more competitive team to go for the top honors around someone like Kimmich. But yeah, man, listen, I tell you lot what, man, people, Manchester City are kicking and they are firing and they are on all cylinders, man. Match stats, let me quickly see how it's finished and what's happened. 58% possession for Bayern Munich, 42 for City, 19 shots, 7 shots on target for Bayern Munich, only 2 shots on target for City, converting one of them. Look at that. Corners 5 as opposed to City's 2, fouls 12, 11 to City, and I tell you what, it's job done, on aggregate, of course, 4-1. That's a good result. That's a convincing result, aggregate result, and we I don't know how we're gonna beat this team, and I don't even know how we can draw against them. After watching this right here, I'll be honest with you, look, Arsenal has to do a madness. We need to do a mazzoline to beat City. We need to go at it from minute 1 to minute 95. Because this team is formidable. This team is not playing games, people. This team here, this Manchester City team here, they've hit form at the right moment. Pep Guardiola's got all of his main... Listen, and I think out of this game here, look, the positives for us is, of course, that, team had to really dig in to defend. They were stretched a lot of times. They were doing things that, last-ditch tackles and last-ditch clearances. Ruben Diaz doing the splits to keep a ball out and going into a corner. You had, I think it was Ake that came off injured. Of course, you never want to see players injured, but it doesn't look good. I think he done his hamstring or something like that. Pep Guardiola was only really able to take off Haaland. He couldn't really take off the rest of his kind of core starting players. Kevin De Bruyne. Did Kevin De Bruyne come off? Let me have a look. But he didn't take off Haaland. Grealish. Grealish played the entire game. He didn't take off Gundogan. He didn't take off some significant players that he would have probably wished that he could take off sooner. For the Premier League and obviously for Prem fixtures in mind. Let me have a look if he actually came off. So De Bruyne did come off in the 88th minute, but again, he only took him off in the 88th minute for Kyle Walker. Haaland came off 84th minute for Alvarez. So, look, I tell you what, we have a hell of a job to do. Arsenal fans, this City team look like they're going for the treble, man. I'll be real. They look like they're not playing games, and they look like they want this treble now. They look like they've had enough. No more riff-raff, skiff-scaff. No more changing. No more swapping. Everyone fit. Phil Foden's back into the fold. Phil Foden, of course, he wasn't even remotely even nowhere near used. Was he even in the bench? Let me have a look. Yeah, he was in the substitutes bench. Laporte coming on for Ake. I think he's injured. It's not looking good for him, but yeah, man, Stones had a wicked game. Gundogan had a fantastic game. This team is peak, but I tell you what, Arsenal need to play the game of their lives come April the 26th and I still believe we can do it, but if we can do it, it will have to be one of the number one top achievements in a long time in the Premier League, to beat the City team and to tip them to the title, to even just beat them at the Etihad, in the form that they're in. Not so much because it's the Etihad, but just the form that they're in and the way that they're playing. It's unbelievable. City are an absolute machine, bro. I'll be real and I can't cap. But yeah, if we somehow are able to do this miracle and win this Premier League title and tip City to it, then yeah, it has to go down. Arteta has to go down. It just has to go down as one of the greatest achievements in Premier League history. And they move to the semi-finals. Of course, just quickly touching on the other game that happened today. Very upset for my Portuguese team, Benfica. Benfica crash out on aggregate, of course, going up against Inter Milan. And secretly, I knew it was a bit too much for Benfica. Benfica have a bigger fish to fry for them, a bigger fish in the sense for them, which is of course the league, the Portuguese league, and they need to focus on seeing that out because they're on route to winning the league in Portugal. And Inter Milan march on, and Inter Milan, they look like they want this Champions League, and they're gonna go against their arch rivals at the San Siro, because of course AC Milan winning and knocking out Napoli, which is a complete surprise to me. I got that prediction wrong. I got the Chelsea and Real Madrid prediction perfect, but I got the AC Milan one totally wrong. AC Milan tipping Napoli to the semi-finals. That is fantastic for Italian football. That's fantastic for those two teams, Inter Milan and AC Milan, San Siro semi-final. Would you believe it? It's gonna be lit. But yeah, people, I'm out, man. Please drop a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please share, press the bell notifications. As you can see, I'm posting regularly, trying to give you some information, some insight on the world of football, Premier League, Champions League, Europa League, all of that jazz. And yeah, man, I'll see you lot in the GIF. Peace.